One of the most surprising things I've learned as a freelancer working in both music and voiceover is this. The clients are different, but what they want, it's almost identical. At face value, it feels like I'm serving two completely separate industries. On one side, I've got artists, agencies, or music supervisors licensing my tracks for sync. On the other side, I've got video producers, brands, and podcast creators needing voiceovers. Different deliverables, different timelines. But after nearly 1,000 gigs, I've realized the secret. Whether they need a beat or a voice, clients are really paying for peace of mind. Let me break that down. Clients aren't always hiring you for talent. That's the baseline. They assume that you're good. What they're really hiring you for is speed, clarity, reliability, and the ability to understand direction quickly. That's true across both music and voiceover. A VO client might say, we want this upbeat but calm. A music client might say, we want something punchy but still emotional. Both are vague. Both rely on your ability to interpret creatively without making them feel like they have to do the work for you. When you develop that skill, translating feedback into the final product, you instantly become more valuable, regardless of the service. Agencies, editors, and content creators use both VO artists and musicians. There's more overlap than you think in the client base. Think about a content agency. They might need a voiceover for an ad and background music. Or a YouTube content creator. They need music for intros, but also someone to voice their explainer scripts. Even a corporate team might need music for a training video and a voiceover for the narration. I've had clients who came in for voiceover and later licensed my music, and vice versa. Once they trust you in one area, they're far more open to trying you out in another. That's why branding yourself across both worlds without confusing people is so valuable. One has to build a process clients trust. Across both services, the systems I use are nearly identical. Clear communication from the start, offering samples before full delivery, fast, clean delivery with optional formats, offering minor revisions but not overcommitting, making it easy to say yes again. I can't tell you how many times the client has said, I really appreciate how easy this was. That was the win. That's what gets you repeat business. Whether it's a $50 voiceover gig or a $500 music license, the experience you create becomes your actual product. The work is what gets delivered, but the experience is what gets remembered. Next, voice and music are both storytelling tools. This one runs a bit deeper. At the core, both services I offer help tell stories. Music sets the tone, it creates emotional context, whereas voice carries the message, it creates emotional delivery. When I approach both jobs with the same mindset, how can I help this story land better, I end up delivering better results, even if the technical skill is the same. Clients might not phrase it that way, but they feel it. They feel it when you deliver a track that elevates their scene. They feel it when your voice read matches the exact emotion they imagined but couldn't explain. That's why I treat both music and voice as emotional tools, not just assets. Next, freelancers win when they understand synergy. If you're only doing one service, that's totally fine. But if you've got other creative skills, don't silo them. Show clients how your worlds connect. Show them how you understand story, production, clarity, timing, regardless of the medium. That's what positions you as more than a freelancer. That's how you become a creative partner with that particular client. And that's when people stop asking for quotes and start asking, are you available for this next project? If you're a freelancer working across creative fields, lean into your crossover. It might feel like you're juggling too much, but when done right, that synergy becomes your unique advantage. Leave a comment if you've had a client crossover, or if you're thinking of branching out. Subscribe if you're building a creative career that doesn't fit in a box.